So, Kolibri Theatre, Hungary, and our team is here. Patricia, you know her. Many of you have known her for a long time. She is going to be the set designer and the costume designer of the production, and István Tasnádi, who is the writer of this performance. Or I can't really describe what it is because we try to think and do something special, something what we haven't done before. Urban Legends, this is the title, the working title. Probably will change, or there will be another title later on. What is this about? Or this is basically the background of it. So Budapest turned to be 150 years old this year. And one of the projects is that there's a certain Budapest Grand Novel, which means that all the districts, there are 23 districts, as far as I remember, yes, 23 districts, so 23 authors were asked to write a story about each district, and István is the chief author of that book. So he's trying to put together one book, which is obviously, it looks like more like a series, like Black Mirror in a sense, you know, that it is basically under the same context, but it is not a storyline. These are novels, like short stories rather than novels, and this is somehow supposed to describe some stories from the past of the city, based on oral history. And another part of the project is that some of the stories might turn into theater pieces, and we have chosen and we have selected the story or the novel, the short story of the district where Kolibri Theatre is. So it is in the city center, the 6th district. So this is our starting point and the short story, but this is only our starting point. We just realized that there are way more behind that. So this is not the story, what you can read here, and I will read out for you guys, is not the story of the short story in the book, but this is kind of, we got only an inspiration. So how we imagine it now, that the task of the audience member is to find someone in the city. We start from Kolibri Theatre, so this is the starting point of our journey. And so someone in the city who owes them a long time. At first, it's not clear what this person owes us, you know, maybe money, maybe something else. And since when? At least 30 years, or maybe 33 years, 34 years, something like that. The person we are looking for is described differently in every location. The audience member stop, because this is an audio walk. So we are walking on the street with the audience member to somewhere. We don't know, I mean, the audience member don't know where we will end up. We move from location to location, more and more strange events from the past emerge, sound fragments of a political regime change, moments of terrible disco tragedy. And finally, we arrived at the Western Railway Station, which is about a good 10-minute walk from Kolibri Theatre, or 15-minute walk. Hopefully, we will arrive much later, so not in 15 minutes, but in about 45 minutes or so. So we arrive in the Western Railway Station, hoping the person who could answer our questions would arrive. But only a coffin is carried with the body of Lajos Kossuth, who you might not know, who died in an exile in 1894. He was the father of the Hungarian democracy and freedom fighter in 1848. So he's a historical figure, but he died actually in Italy, but he spent loads of time in the US. He has even the capital, there is a sculpture of him in the US, in Washington. So anyway, his coffin arrives. We end up our journey in a shabby underground where the figure of Kurt Cobain appears, who ate a toast sandwich here a few months before his death in 1994, so 100 years after Kossuth Lajos was passed away. This is apparently true that he was there after the concert he gave that year, and he couldn't finish his evening and probably couldn't find anything better than old toast sandwich in the Hungarian night, in the Budapest night. Anyway, he has a few words with the spirit of Kossuth, so with this man whose coffin was brought back from Turin, and they head off together to find a plain old toast sandwich from the past somewhere. Probably you feel it doesn't really make sense. What the hell is that about? I know. We kind of realize that looking around in this space and in that area, there's so many things are connected, and probably because István and myself, we are from the same generation who were participated or was involved in a way 30, 35 years ago in the political changes. And something was taken away from us. We believe that someone owes something, you know, so probably the hope, which is gone. So we are looking for this. Maybe that's why we are hoping to get that in the Western railway station. And that's true as well, that this man's coffin was brought back to that railway station 100 years ago, or more than 100 years ago. So all these elements, we kind of feel that probably can create a very surreal story, but somehow how we deal with, how we dealt with our freedom in the last 30 years, and what comes. This is a picture when this man's coffin was brought back. In the background, that black building, this means that is the Western Railway Station covered in black completely. And this is all the people around the railway station, 1894. Just a few pictures. This is the man, Lajos Kossuth. That's a picture, I mean a photograph of him. You know him, probably. And yeah, just let's talk a little bit about the immersive technology we would like to use. So this is an audio walk from Kolibri Theatre to Western Railway Station. So we would like to combine live performance actors with binaural sound, AR, VR, holograms, why not, and interactive soundscape. So everything, basically. So it's like an everything pizza. Yeah. So you can. Well, but really, we definitely would like to find, and we have found, so we looked for some locations where we can, on that journey and on those streets. There are some places where we hoped we can get in, and to make installations there, and some live acting. So. It is not just, for instance, this is in the underground at the Western Railway Station. It looks very, very dodgy, and that's a very dodgy area, actually. So it will be quite dangerous to perform there, or to bring any valuable thing there, but we will try. So just imagine if this is where we are standing, and behind those windows is Kurt Cobain, somehow holographic picture appears talking to the spirit of this man who all Hungarian knows. And they try to figure out the secret of freedom. But unfortunately, we can't hear because they whisper. And we don't know what the solution is. Another, these are the credits. We hope that we will perform, to premiere it next spring in the frame of the Budapest Spring Festival. And just another element, this picture, let me explain that again from the past, and again on the same square where the Western Railway Station is. By the way, this square's name is Western Square now, Nyugati, it says, but it used to be, in my childhood, Marx Square. And a little bit earlier in my father's childhood, it was Berlin Square during the war, so it has changed as well. But anyway, on the square, back sometimes in the late 1970s or early 1980s, I can't remember, they started to build a bridge, which kind of helps the traffic to go through. And they started to build this bridge. It's a very symbolic Hungarian thing from the two sides. And as you see, it was not on the right place, so it didn't match. So they had to make some corrections from one end. It's quite symbolic, so probably that will be mentioned as well in our show. That's it. That's our urban legend.